missed. I do know that Aiken has presented their own project. I haven't started. I unfortunately have no idea what is going on there. I can give a short description on how the pitch competition went on the WoW Summit, who was last year. We had, I think, around 11 or 12 projects. I was quite happy to see that there was the project coming from the EdTech. Basically, they were providing the educational courses for the pupils, as I mentioned, and the cool story about it, because also I have to review again because it was quite a long time ago. But the major idea which I remember is that um, they were providing the educational courses not just like in the certain discipline like mathematics or physics, but they also were teaching the skills. A lot of schools and a lot of universities, they're not paying the attention on the real fit of the person into the market. And I face the same problem as most of the people out here. Whenever you are graduating, there is no understanding on where to go. And that cliff in between what market needs and what you are is quite big. So many students are confused and they have to catch up on the things again and they have to learn again. They have to understand again, and it's doing the S for both sides. So I'm quite interested in those projects who are kind of eliminating that gap in between. And yeah, the pitch competition was interesting. I think I've seen two metaverse. There was a DAO as well. What else? And I think just 3 or 4 projects out of 12, which I was quite interested in, and I spoke to the founders. So the major reason why we do provide this kind of event, of course, is the first of all is an opportunity to talk for the guys, right? So if they're building something cool and something new, um, might be something innovative as well. So they have to be heard. They have to share their thoughts, how they see the things. But also the cool thing is that 90% of the project, they already had a working product, they already had a community, and they were kind of just scaling. So basically, they were looking for the partners and for the investors, which is cool as for me. As long as we can provide a kind of space where people can meet each other, discuss, and find the right collaboration. That's already the few reasons why we're doing the things, why we are hosting the events. So yeah, but that one was quite cool. I liked it. But was intense in the morning until 3 because it was outside, and we did it near the Burj Khalifa. And oh my god, it was so hot. But after 3 p.m., everything was quite cool. So quite cool event.
Great, great, great. So I think I would just say last question, that what do you think about this future of crypto or future of blockchain? I know that.
The future is it the event or
Pardon?
is it a conference or the future of the things
No, no, no,
overall?
no. It's just
Oh,
journal that what do you think that the future of crypto or the future of blockchain is there? Because uh, I don't know how many people you have met, and they are always under assumption that uh, blockchain is crypto, crypto is blockchain. However, there is a huge difference between crypto and blockchain. So, what are your views about the future?
as a technology, I mentioned as beautiful and it can be implemented in many cases. A lot of, for example, if we even speak about the logistics, we can make the logistic part more efficient because in some ecosystems we can, for example, uh, replace the real people doing some physical things like putting the boxes or sorting them out or scanning the QR codes into the smart contract, right? So you can scale the things down where you need. You can make things more efficient. Uh, um, as I mentioned, it's not the future. It's already here. Right now, it's just a matter on how to implement it in the right and the proper way. So, um, yeah, I heard many. I don't want to say like the rumors, but yeah, many people were having different opinions on the blockchain just because they had a knowledge on the crypto, right? But it's for me, it's quite it's not reasonable to judge the whole industry by knowing about Dogecoin or about Shiba. So yeah, just to sum it up, I think, and the way I feel, I like the industry a lot. I do enjoy learning the new things. I do enjoy understanding and taking the look at the different ecosystems from the beginning in order to understand how to build the things in a better way on the blockchain and or to understand how to approach the things properly. So I don't want to say it's the future, but it's something which is definitely going to help us to improve to have a better life.
Great, great. Anyways, I don't think is there any comment further. Yeah, one person has asked, "Do you have a large
Yeah,
customer base?" It's from KMAC Travel.
yeah, that's okay. We cannot complain, right? Other things here and there. Yeah, as mentioned, right now the things kind of slow down a little bit. People go for the vacation. They, get some rest from the crash race, and I think that's one of the right things to do. Sometimes you have to kind of take a step back in order to see the picture. Get a breath and then keep going, keep moving.
Great. So, Mike, it was really pleasure to have you with us about your thoughts and vision that you have shown us, and it's really good to see your platform, Market Making Pro, and we all wish you a very success and hope one day we will do our IDO on your platform.
Yes, we're more than welcome. Yeah, thank you so much
Thank,
for having me, and I'm glad to see you. I'm happy to see you smile. And yeah, enjoy the summer, spend some time with family, keep studying, keep learning, because now it's the time. Now's the time.
thank you. Thank you, Mike. Great. So I think it was a very healthy discussion. And now I think it's time for our last speaker, Mr. George Sebastio. He's really one of the renowned international ICT speaker, and he is into really supporting projects as an advisor, as an getting on their executive board member, and he's having an experience of more than 35 years of this industry, and has seen as well as served many sectors which include telecom, oil, gas, financial, government, defense, healthcare, and many more. I think we will wait for him to join, and right, Simon?
Yeah, Lalit, you have been doing a great job. I've been watching it from behind the scenes. Mahesh will be joining towards the end after this session. So you should take a break. Everyone will take a break of about 10 15 minutes. We'll play some rhythmic music
No,
in the
I
back.
think George was having back-to-back events, so I'll just check with him.
Yeah.
Because earlier he said he will be on the session on time. Let me see.
Yeah, do a quick check, and until then, enjoy this light music, Lalit. Okay, you also need to take a break. You have been rocking and rolling for past 2.5 hours.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys, see you in a bit.
Sure. Hi. I think George has joined us. Yeah, George is here. Hi, George.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Great, great. So let's begin. And I know that it was your precious time that you took away for us to be in this event. So, to community, I would just like to give a short brief, and then the whole community would be happy to hear from you. Uh, Meet Mr. George, and he's one of the renowned face and figure in this blockchain industry. He has been serving more than 35 years of this industry, not even blockchain, but other industry also. He has served many sectors, which include telecom, oil and gas, financial, defense, healthcare, and many more. And he is speaker, CTO, advisor, and executive board members. And now I would welcome him to the community, and community would be happy to hear more from him. Welcome, George.
Yes, good morning. My name is George Sebastião. I'm Portuguese Canadian. I've been in the IT space for 35 years. I've been in many elements of IT, including cybersecurity for 22, about 12 for AI and telecom, and about 7 years in blockchain. And as you know, the whole space of IT is moving at extremely rapid pace, specifically as it moves into, I guess, this gaming and metaverse. Since the blockchain has joined us in the last 7 years plus, I mean, originally 12 to plus years, you can say it's Bitcoin. So it was quite limited on the kind of functionality that could have been done in this space. But with 7 years, it was the birth of Ethereum and kind of a programmable exchange of value. And this enabled a whole new ecosystem to actually be built. If you remember, almost 4 or 5 years ago, we had the birth of the first NFTs, which at the time were known as crypto kitties, and actually ended up crashing the Ethereum network because there was just too much demand and not enough capacity in the network to actually do that. And this is not the first time the network has crashed. More recently, we have the Bored Apes that also, when they released their metaverse and in the Ethereum network, it also ended up crashing that network as well because just too many transactions per second. So you can say that this programmable space has born a whole new economy, a whole new circle economy. Of course, gaming has been with IT since the early days. It was gaming that actually developed most of the research that was done on Intel chips and graphic acceleration cards and GPUs. So not only they're used for mining, but they're also used for gaming. Actually, gamers were not too happy that their cards became so expensive as a result of the launch of Ethereum platforms. Therefore, uh, this new economy is basically being born. So there's many elements that are important to it. One is NFT, which allows you the exchange of value, but programmable exchange of value. So NFT are kind of unique characters or unique assets that can exist outside a game, but primarily today are being developed within the game space. And this could be shields, this could be the characters themselves, this could be assets that you actually win in the game. So gaming is actually creating a whole new economy that was not there before. So the concept today known as play to earn is new to this space. Now, alongside all this blockchain, NFT, programmable transfer of value, we also had you can say the birth of the metaverse. I actually don't like too much the term metaverse. I prefer the word digital twin rather than metaverse. 3D worlds have actually also been with us for the last 15 plus years. I mean, in the original browsers like Netscape and others, something known as VRML or 3D objects were able to be displayed and interacted with. However, of course, the kind of interaction that you could do with this is limited to actually being able to view, rotate, or navigate inside these 3D objects. Today, all these three worlds are colliding together. So on one side, we have the gaming world. On the other side, we have the blockchain in the NFT world. And on the other side, we have the metaverse, which enable us to combine these three elements in a virtual digital twin world. Now, I also don't like the term just metaverse. I like multiverse, because in the end, first, there is not just one metaverse, but there is a multitude of them. It is important to actually build interoperability. Today, we have too many silos in our technology. We have silos in the NFT world, we have silos in the blockchain world. So in the blockchain world, NFT, we have to have the concept of you know integration between the various network assets. So multi-chain capability is extremely important. The same is to be said also for the metaverse, and that's why the importance of multiverse and the capability of integrating these verses together, so that you can go from one to the other, or you can go from one game to the other, and assets that you may win in another game could easily be transferred to other games, or they could be convertible into other coins and eventually even used as financial assets that you could integrate into traditional payment systems that today are primarily driven by Visa and MasterCard. We have places like, for example, Philippines, where people today are earning something like $50 a week or more playing games, which enables this play turn to actually ended up, feeding an entire family, which is quite important. The same can obviously be said for India and other parts of the world. So obviously, we have very large communities. In India, we have 1 billion people. We have 1 billion people in China. We have 1 billion people in Africa. Um, of course, other elements need to come together for these things to actually be able to operate. So one of the important elements that I do not touch base, but it's definitely the availability of low cost broadband telecommunications. Now, whether these are provided by mobile, by satellite, like the new and upcoming Starlink, which enables us to put broadband anywhere on the planet. Those are all key elements to enable these technologies to actually have success, for them to be able to grow and to flourish. Are we there yet? No, I think it's a road. If you look at blockchain as a technology, it's probably in its early teenager years. We have probably somewhere around 50% of the planet actually has digital wallets. So a lot of work needs or remains ahead to capture a much larger part of, you can say, sometimes we even talk this as the unbanked or the unconnected part of the world. So it is important to address both from a point of a blockchain perspective, but also from a connectivity and a high availability of broadband to be able to change the lives of the people that are impacted by this technology. Now, the same thing is happening in the metaverse as well. We still have some challenges. One of the challenges, definitely, that I always like to mention is that in the past, people have used primarily desktops as a way to actually interface into the internet, into the virtual worlds of the internet. But today, the primary device of choice is actually the mobile device or the smartphone. So that means we need to be able to have these blockchain environments, these metaverse, these NFTs, integrate very well into the new device of choice, which is the mobile phone. Now, there's obviously many ways to do that. We have used technologies like cloud gaming and others to be able to do that, because in the world of 3D, a lot of computing power is actually required to be able to integrate that. And I think as this all evolves, it's not just about the virtual worlds, it's about the integration of these virtual worlds into the real world. So in this new generation of metaverses, what we will have is we will have a combination of extended reality as well as mixed reality. So the games that are actually able to combine these technologies together will be able to achieve much more productive distribution channel and e-commerce capabilities. One has to look at this as a new way or a new channel for existing businesses to explore. So most of the large organization and vendor organizations and brands are actually investing in this as their distribution channel. Back to you, Lalit.
Yeah, it's really nice to listen you and your thoughts on this NFT metaverse and this Web3 series. In fact, in this event, we have seen many people who have been showcasing their project. In fact, their projects are good, but uh, I wanted to know that what's your take on these NFTs or these metaverse like metaverse for us and as per you multiverse, that what is the real situation that a person should go ahead to invest in such projects, or they need to do something?
Well, first thing, if there's many aspects that are, I think you're discussing here, so let's try to address each one by themselves. One is the
Sure.
projects themselves. If you're planning to examine or look at investing in projects, typically I always recommend to do a thorough due diligence. And the thorough due diligence of projects requires many elements. It goes much beyond NFTs themselves or even the technology. Each good project should have a proper documentation, which means things like a pitch deck, a light paper, white paper, yellow paper. Each one of them describes functionality about the project. Light paper is just a basic introduction. A pitch deck describes what is the intent and the roadmap for the project. White paper is kind of a more detailed description, and typically yellow paper is a technology document that describes the kind of architectures and technologies that are actually used within the project. So beyond that, what is really important is the makeup of the team. So the team should be visible, the team should be professional, the team should have the necessary skills or past expertise to deliver similar projects successfully. The roadmap is extremely important. It should be a realistic one, not one that tries to do everything, as many of them claim. It should projects that have an MVP or minimal viable product are extremely important. Projects that address a very vertical as a solution, so that have a unique value proposition, are also extremely important. Other elements that I think are extremely important is the tokenomics. What is the tokens, how they're distributed, how are they allocated, and yet this allocation should also be realistic. It is also important to describe what is the usage of funds. So you're going to be collecting some funds. What are you going to use them for? What and how are they going to be applied against the roadmap? So all these elements enable you to do a proper due diligence on projects. Does this really mean that the project will be successful? Even projects that for which the due diligence has been done and it's extremely good one, typically the success rate is only about 10%. So that really means even a project with all the wins behind them and all the necessary elements still is going to have a very hard time ahead. So that means it might need to pivot, it might need to raise more money, it might need to enhance the integration to the community building or the ecosystem to actually be successful. It might be have a lot of agility to be able to automatically adapt to ever-changing market conditions, like for example the existing market conditions that exist today. Also, those projects should have anywhere from a minimum on-ramp of anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. The second part of the question is a little bit different, is about are NFTs today that are being launched valuable, which ones are not. See, value of NFTs is based on many aspects. One is, what is the NFT itself? Who created it? Um, the artistic or the content value of that NFT. One has to be in mind that NFT are not just pictures. NFT could be a book. NFT could be a 3D object. NFT could be a painting, or it could be a YouTube similar stream or other. So it's actually a blob of digital blob, and that blob has many aspects. So all of those are NFTs. The unique value is that each one is uniquely identified, uniquely cataloged. It can be traded, it can be bought, it can be sold. It has smart contract behind it, which means the smart contract identifies anytime it's bought or sold, who actually gets compensated for that transfer of value. So which NFTs will actually have value? There's two primary elements that I consider extremely important. Is what is the quality and who created those NFTs, the rarity, the properties. And number two is the community that is behind them. So, for example, we have done projects for NFTs, memorabilia like Flicks, which is about cricket. So, in that context, we have 1 billion population that is actually interested in cricket. So that means there's a high level of interest. We have seen NFTs about Formula One, about football. I'm talking about soccer football. All of these have got very big communities behind it. When you have these communities, of course, the NFTs will increase in value. It's no different than, for example, the way you used to collect things like stamps or baseball cards or player cards. The ones that are more rare will increase in value. So these are just digital versions of the same thing. The third element that I think is important, is still not mature, is the environments in which you can use and play these NFTs. So today we have marketplaces like OpenSea, which look very similar like Amazon. And to be frank, I'm very disappointed with the user interface of these marketplaces. I mean, there's nothing really innovative about that. It's just an Amazon with some pictures. I mean, NFTs are live digital pieces of art. So you need to have an environment that matches the same quality of those NFTs. What are some examples of that? For example, in the context of CrickFlix as a project, if you buy a memorabilia object, like let's say a cricket bat, or maybe a ticket that was used or a sign autograph, you have a 3D, high resolution 3D image of this object. And guess what? You're able to actually take this object and merge it with your photo. So it's like a mixed reality. So that means you're taking a photo of yourself for Instagram, and now you have this digital virtual object, and you can put it next to you or be part of that picture. So what you're doing is creating a mixed environment that is more rich, it has more value, and it is innovative in the way it is actually being used. So we have to see the birth of these new environments that allow you to consume this new type of digital content. I can give you a second example, is a new app environment, and this one is called Rocky.app, which is being used for DJs that actually produce musical content. So Rocky.app will be able to play these new mixes, these new digital musical content. At the same time, the authors of this content would get compensated. So it's kind of a, let's say, a new generation of YouTube. So today, if you play something on YouTube and you want to monetize it, everything goes to Google, and Google gives you a small percentage. In Rocky.app, it's the relationship is between the community and the creator of the content. So that means there is actually no intermediaries. Yes, Rocky.app is the app that enables this to actually take place, but the relationship is between the owner or the buyer of that NFT and the digital creator of that NFT. So I think the modern version of this world is the ones that will be using NFTs, will be using blockchain, but the GUI or the customer experience is extremely rich. That means this thing of connecting a MetaMask wallet and all that is so unfriendly. So we need to fix this user experience for the market to actually take hold and take place. Of course, metaverse is one of the ways to try to fix that, but I think we have to go much beyond that to have proper solutions in the market. So the taxi driver can actually use it, and it's no different than him driving a car. It should be a natural, simple experience, not a complex one that is only designed for people that operate or deal in technology.
Great. So it was a nice insight, and now we have few questions. I think Simon,
Sure,
can you highlight?
see, blockchain and metaverse are connected because when you log into the new metaverses, one of the things we'll be doing is directly connecting your wallet, which has your assets, your digital assets. So, for example, this digital asset could be your avatar, as an example. So, how you're being perceived in that metaverse. But it could be any collection of items that belong to you. So, you'll be able to showcase these items. You'll be able to buy, sell, trade these items. So, that really means the metaverse, by being integrated into blockchain, allows you this transfer of value. So, it's not just nice pictures, it's a new economy that you are actually creating. And this new economy is actually happening not just in a virtual world. It can happen between a combination of a virtual world with the physical world, which means that if you work in the normal life and you're wearing something similar to the new upcoming Apple glasses or Google glasses, you'll have the virtual world being mixed with the digital world and interact, transfer of value or e-commerce capabilities. So this enables a whole new generation of applications or distribution channels for brands and for producers of either content or physical goods that was not there before.
Great. And Simon, please place the another question.
Well, the bear market is not just associated with blockchain or associated with crypto, is really associated with the entire condition that is happening in our planet. So we have wars going on, we have COVID now, and maybe some new disease going on. We have really a lot of serious problems in China with goods not being able to circulate to the rest of the planet. So we have a supply chain problems. We have hunger coming. Probably millions of people will die as a result of wheat or rice or other products not getting to them on time. So yes, I mean, this bear market is a reality of the things that are happening with us today. Now, ups and downs are normal in the market, so it's probably a good opportunity to look for bargains and leverage those bargains. But at the same time, I would expect it will probably minimally last until the end of the summer. So don't expect anything to reverse immediately. We're talking probably September to November, if things go well. But if the war, for example, escalates on one side, if inflation keeps growing at interest rates keep skyrocketing, I mean, goods are sometimes going up by 2 and 3 times. So you cannot live independent. People were creating this digital world. Guys, we have to live between the digital and the reality, and
Reality.
somewhere in between.
Right. Simon, next question.
Well, this is I guess a mix of questions, but which blockchain? I am trying to promote one blockchain versus the other, but you should look at various things about blockchains. The ones that are professional, number one, the top 10 definitely. Blockchains that also have a capability of a large number of transactions per second. So definitely Ethereum needs to move to Ethereum 2.0. So today we have, for example, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche. We also have Cardano. So most of these now have capabilities up to 100,000 transactions per second. So if you're talking about metaverses, smart cities, gaming, you need to have between 100,000 and millions of transactions per second. Otherwise, you will not have a correct blockchain. So it's don't focus just on one chain. Focus also on multi-chain support. Focus on performance and quality of the blockchain. The other thing is the language itself. Today, definitely JavaScript and Solidity are the leaders. So don't go for exotic languages that there's no availability of programmers, because you want trying to create a new economy of code that can be shared. I mean, one of the things that's enabled these systems to move extremely fast is the capability of combining code very fast to create a new solution. So you grab 80% of the existing code and you add your 20% that makes your solution unique. So as a programmer, focus on JavaScript, Solidity, understand the cybersecurity issues with the code. All these are important elements to be successful.
Great, great, great. It was really a great insight that you provided, George. And I think if you would tell us more about your ecox platform, which I think we missed out.
Okay,
So
no problem. It's
be
my pleasure
happy.
to do that. Okay, EcoX stands for Ecosystem Connections. It's a platform that we started about 4.5 years, almost 5 years in Dubai, and we have expanded to 9 countries. Happy to bring it to India, happy to bring it to Africa or Asia or even United States. It's really a grassroots thing to enable businesses and startups to be successful, to have people to exchange together the requirements that they require to build a success. And usually, when you build a business, there is really like a multi-leg stool. This multi-leg stool requires 3 legs that are considered to be important, which is money, brains, and contacts. And money is the finance to be able to invest in the business. The brains is the resources, the smart people that actually create the solution, and the connections is the business development, the relationships, and the ecosystem. And really, EcoX is really designed to provide this fuel so startups can actually be successful, and resources that are looking to tie up with these startups to actually build a very long lasting relationship.
Great, great, great. So I think with this we are going to end the session. But still, at the last, any expert advice, George, you would like to give to the community about the whole blockchain or crypto industry? Anything? We would be happy to hear.
I think the most important advice that I give to everybody is learn something new every day. In my existing job for the last 35 years, what has allowed me to be where I am today is that every year I throw away 30% of what I learn and I learn something new. So whether it's blockchain, metaverse, NFTs, or even the things to come that don't have name, keep learning, keep reading, and you have to have new ways to learn. It's not just about going to university or college. We have Udemy, Coursera, we have CoinMarketpedia, which is a whole new generation of education platforms that are actually designed to give you the knowledge to actually be successful in this new environment. So learn something every day.
Great, great. Thank you, George. It was really a pleasure to listen to your thoughts and insights you provided to the whole community. And really, we know that it was your very precious time that you took out for us to give your views and guide us the way through. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure, and see you next time. I'm actually in Los Angeles, and tomorrow is Dubai. The next day is Cyprus. The following day is going to be Greece. It's a
The
bit of a
huge crazy travel.
yeah. Okay. All
Yeah,
the best.
good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure. Yeah, so it was the last speaker that we have, and now Simon,
All right.
Mahesh.
Wow, that was amazing. I must say that that was probably the. I think everybody should watch that video, that session. Everybody, even anybody, no matter how expert you are, how beginner you are, And let me start with a few things George said. I think you call it George or Jorge. I'm not sure how to spell the name.
Yeah,
Um,
it was
yeah,
George.
George, right? So let me start with something, and this is applies to everybody, that learn something new every day. If
Every
you
day.
want to be relevant in this world, if you want people to still to talking to you, you want to have friends, you want to have business, you want to have successful anything, you have to learn something new every day. It can be anything. It doesn't. If you are the same, then you're not going too far, right? And that's what we're doing here with this conference. Even the whole C Sharp Corner community is all about learning something new every day.
Exactly.
So yeah. And I think we had a great session, a great job, Lalit. I think you did fantastic. Your questions were all very, very called hard questions from the real, people who are like, yeah, we want to know these answers. And they were hard too. Some were really hard. You were like a journalist out there poking, poking these experts like. That was great.
No, it's been that I've been meeting these people, and this industry is growing every day. We are coming up,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And it's
So
really to have all these questions and answer for the community. It's a
yeah.
really guider.
Yeah, and you know how we started this conference with talking about the cryptocurrencies and crashing and the blockchain, and we also talk about NFTs and metaverse and Web3, right?
Right.
Hopefully, this brought some knowledge to people, like how we have speakers. They talk about how they are using NFT to solve real world problems, right? We had people talked about investing in NFTs, how people are investing and using NFTs, and there's also the way you can look at what NFTs can be more valuable than others, how to identify which NFT you want to invest in if you do, and which are useless, because end of the day your goal is to make money if you're trying to do that. And you also advise a lot on how to do your own research, how to look for. Even George added that in the last, in the end, is like, okay, if you're looking to either invest in a blockchain, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, or even Web3 and metaverse, what do you look for in general? Well, you look for their technical content. Is it white paper, light paper, investor pitch, and yellow paper, right? Are they
Right.
legit? Who's the team behind it? Are they real people? Can you really talk to them? Can you meet them? Can you ask questions? Because a lot of projects, you don't even know who's running the project, right? Then he also talked about, look at the product roadmap, look at their, if they have any MEP, if they look at the tokenomics, if they raise money, how are they going to raise all the money? So if you are anybody out there looking to invest in cryptocurrencies or any of these related technologies, this is what you have to look for, rather than looking for social media hype and just buying and selling, thinking like tomorrow this token will go 100 times and I'll sell it. Otherwise,
Right.
you will just be chasing that. Sometimes you get lucky, but the chances are that project may not be as successful you may want to think.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all luck.
Yeah, sometimes luck. Yeah, because it's right timing, right? Timing is
Timing. It's
important
all
too.
about timing.
Yeah. So if you pick the right time, you get the project really early stage, which you think may blow up, and you get it, then that's your luck. You got it lucky. Most people don't know what's going on, so they don't. They're late. So by the time you're late, you're just late.
Exactly.
Yeah, we should get Simon back in here to close this conference. This was great. I learned a lot myself.
Hi
What's going on,
everyone.
Simon? You're learning too much.
I don't know. Sometimes I learn Azure, sometimes I learn growth mindset, sometimes I want
Right.
to
So
be a
you're learning
seller.
every day. So you're learning every day.
Yeah, I've been very lucky to watch this conference from behind the scenes. Definitely kind of speakers we don't have in other conferences. A very different domain, very new things to learn. And I would say kudos to Lalit for hosting it. I did an easy job over here. I was just sitting behind the scene and just clicking the buttons over here. But Lalit, you have been consistent for like sitting for 3 hours and making speakers feel heard and answering the questions. That was great. So kudos to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's kudos to the whole team, even the people who are not present over here, but still behind the scenes, right? Because it goes to everyone,
Mhm.
not to a single person.
It takes a village to raise a child, right? So
Exactly.
it takes a whole team to do a successful community event or conference.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely, and let's hope to have much more soon, and let's grow it more bigger
Yeah,
for
that's
the.
great. So with that, guys, I think Simon, we should do is this was a great, obviously great success, BCrypt. I think we should announce for next year
Mhm.
sooner than later, so we can this time we'll work more early and get these people. This was great. I think we should do more of these, especially the crypto, blockchain, Web3, metaverse, because this space is more new, exciting. It looks like a lot of unknowns there, and a lot of
Exactly.
people have questions. So we should try to use this on more.
Yeah, we'll do that. So keep an eye on the BigKit website itself. We'll announce the date by end of next week, and also keep an eye on C Sharp on social media, because we have very exciting event coming up that we are going to talk about, that we're going to launch on uh, on social media next week.
Yeah, that
Only
should
me
be
and my
good.
son know about it,
That
and a
should be
couple of
good.
folks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be exciting.
That's great. That's great.
All right, Lalit. So that was awesome. Thank you so much for awesome work. Let's connect again. Everybody who stayed with us, watched it, amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Everybody behind the scene, the social media team, they are posting all these things. Everybody helped organize this conference. Thank you so much.
All right, all right,
Thank
James. Have a
you.
great weekend, and see you soon.
All
Ta-da.
right.
Bye, everyone. Ta-da.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.